Today I fucked up by trying to get my cousin to change her baby's name. My cousin is due in July with a baby girl. During her whole pregnancy, she has been dropping hints about the name she picked. She would say things like, "Children bring this." My first guess was something normal like hope. I figured children bring hope to the world. IDK. Anyways, nothing could have prepared me or my family, my mom and siblings, for what she was planning. She wants to name her baby Lightbringer, brings as a nickname. I thought she was joking, but she isn't. I came to Reddit to ask for advice. I was hoping to maybe get her to change the baby's name. After posting to r/name jerks, others agreed with me that the name she picked is terrible. They offered alternatives that sound better. I decided to video chat with my cousin and politely ask her if she'd want to change the name. I offered some alternatives and she wouldn't budge. I told her that the name Lucifer means light bringer. She did not care. I found out that she originally had some other names picked up. These names are a little better than Lightbringer. She had Andromeda, Cassiopeia, and Star to name a few. I asked her why she didn't like those names, and she just shrugged. She then mentioned something along the lines of getting the public's opinion. I decided to send her the post I posted to r/name jerks. Original post. Needless to say, she was not happy. I am not allowed near her family till she cools off. Her mom, siblings, and husband are not too happy with me now. I was going to delete my original post until my cousin accused me of being jealous of her because I, infertile, can't have kids. I told her this was not jealousy. I told her I simply don't think Lightbringer is a good name for a person. Whatever then, I guess you can name your kid whatever you want. Too long did not read. I tried to get my cousin to change her soon-to-be baby's name. She is dead set on naming her Lightbringer and is now not talking to me. She accused me of being jealous because I suffer from infertility. Her whole family is mad at me for trying to tell her Lightbringer isn't a good name. You're just jealous cause you're infertile. Okay, whatever mistakes you made in this whole debacle are pretty much invalidated by that thermonuclear escalation. Holy fuck. I second being there for the kid when they hate their name and are bullied for it. Just be there for the child when she gets tormented at school, and resist the "I told you so" impulse. Tragedy. This kid is going to hate their mother as soon as they're old enough to understand. This is really sad for the both of them. Tell her to use the Latin translation, Lucifer. Today I fucked up by grinning and bearing it. So I've, 30M, have been married to my husband, 30M, for almost 3 years now. I can't imagine my life without him. He's amazing and I love him with all my heart and soul. Right now we have a financial arrangement where he stays home most of the time and takes care of the house and I work full-time. It works really well for us. I make enough money for us to do fine and he really loves taking care of the house and getting to be a house husband. This means he also does most of the cooking. He's usually a very good cook, but a few weeks back he decided to make pizza as a quick lazy meal. He got distracted, and it got burnt. Not burnt to a crisp or inedible, but definitely dark. He was very upset, because he sometimes feels like he isn't pulling his weight if he's not doing perfectly at taking care of the house, cooking. And to be honest, I was really hungry and have a strong stomach. So I told him it was fine and ate the pizza. It wasn't even that bad, just, darker and crispier than normal, and I wanted to make him feel better. I told him I liked it, which was only a little bit of a lie. Pizza is pizza and we moved on. Well, he's made pizza a couple times since then and it's been dark every time. Not like the first time, but definitely darker than it's ever been before. Pizza is pizza and he's a good cook, so I've just eaten it. But last night we had pizza again, and he offhand commented that, "I know you like it darker." So he's been mildly burning our pizza because he thinks I like it, and I don't know if I'm gonna be able to tell him I don't or if I'm just gonna have to eat burnt pizza for the rest of my life. Too long did not read. I told my husband I liked his burnt pizza so he wouldn't be sad, and now he thinks I like burnt pizza. Edit. Wrote part-time instead of full-time. Where on the planet would that even be possible, lol. Update. We had a talk. I showed him the thread. We will no longer be eating burnt pizza on purpose, though I stand by the statement, pizza is pizza. Communicate. Clarify. I like it dark. Didn't mean, I dislike it dark. Or even, I prefer it dark. But, it's tasty and it's pizza and light to dark doesn't matter. Okay, you're an actual human. That's adorable. The best part of this is, he commented that he is overcooking it because you like it that way. That means he does not like it that way. He is eating burned pizza because he cares about you and wants to make you happy. And you are eating burned pizza because you care about him and want to make him happy. You are both unhappy because you care more about each other than yourselves, and neither of you is willing to just say, "Can we stop burning the pizza please?" Today I fucked up by letting my cousins play on my VR. My cousins visited my house yesterday, so I thought I would introduce them to VR. They were waiting for a game to load which took more time than they wanted. I was in my room watching the screen from my phone. All of a sudden I just see the screen shaking like crazy, then twisting, so I go outside my room. What do I see? Those fuckers are twisting the speakers of my Quest 2 while the aftermarket headstrap was on the ground and they were stomping on it. It was completely broken. They threw the headset on the ground and started pressing on the screens until they heard a pop. I was in shock when I saw how badly it was broken. With the speaker section totally torn off, you could see the internals. I raised my hand and slapped the one that was using it at the time, 15 meters, and the older one, 18F, just started yelling G at me, trying to get a few punches off before my parents intervened. I am now grounded for a whole ass month because my cousins destroyed my VR headset and controllers. They are coming over again soon because it's one of their birthdays, so you bet I'm gonna fuck with them. I have a pretty solid PC setup and a great PVVR headset that is confined in my room. They usually don't go in there, but sometimes they do. In the past, they have gone into my room and taken a bunch of Nerf guns, battery-powered and the likes, into a pool, then brought them into a forest after it had rained. Most of the guns never came back, so I'm willing to bet they didn't ever care. The oldest one stole a lot of Mary Jane from me in the past, got caught, and didn't get in any trouble. I turned 23 a month ago. What can I do to screw with them while they are here? Too long did not read. My cousins broke my headset, controllers and headstrap after a game didn't load fast enough. Quest 2. They will be back soon though, today or TMR. Jesus, that sounds like a dysfunctional family, no offense intended. Why the fuck are adults breaking your expensive gaming equipment? That's pretty frustrating, I'm sure. I'd stay away from them. Also make it obvious that you no longer want to be their friend because of their actions. Move out of your parents' house and don't invite your cousins to visit. How in the hell are grounded at 23? You're 23 and got grounded for a month? As I started reading this, I was already thinking of typing, well, they're just kids. Maybe it's best to let them wait until they're old enough to try VR unsupervised. Then I saw that they were 15 and 18. I was picturing some bratty 6 or 7-year-olds based on the story. Fuck them for acting like children. If I were you, I'd lock all of my tech in my room and make sure they can't get in. It's not worth screwing with people like this. They don't learn from that kind of thing and they may retaliate and break something else of yours. Just protect yourself from their ineptitude as best you can. I'm totally with you on this, but one question: how does a 23-year-old get grounded? Today I fucked up when I realized I've been wiping the wrong way my whole life. So I'm a trans guy, no surgeries or anything, so I have a vulva. I've grown up with it my whole life, just now it's hairier. The thing is, my whole life from when I was younger I was taught to wipe forwards, by reaching between my legs instead of reaching behind. Apparently this is the very wrong way to do it and could have given me several infections if I was less lucky. For the story, I was on YouTube listening to Reddit stories and minding my business when the story about this guy and his kid comes up. I'm listening in and curious because it's am I the asshole, so of course it'll be interesting. Turns out the man was upset with his mill for wiping his daughter incorrectly when she had diarrhea. The mill wiped back to front and he was upset at her lack of care over the issue. He insisted she could have given his daughter an infection by getting goop poop on her vagina. And then it clicked, wait a second, I wipe like that. I could have given myself an infection this whole time? I Google it, and yep. I've been wiping wrong my whole life, and I could have given myself a bacterial infection because of it. For years, I've been scratching my head as to how I'd gotten an infection when I was younger, about 11/12, but now I know. Turns out my parents set me up for failure by teaching me the entirely wrong way to wipe my butt. Edit for clarity. I'm very careful about how I wipe and avoid getting anything where it shouldn't be. But accidents can still happen and it could have been avoided entirely by reaching around to wipe my ass separately. Also, I'm not referring to UTIs, I'm talking about vaginal infections which can happen from getting gross materials in there by accident. Too long did not read. I've been wiping back to front like my parents taught me, and I could have gotten seriously ill because of it. Still not as bad as the guy who was catching his shits and then dropping them into the toilet. For those who don't know, get a bidet. No more wiping. Any direction. You can pay dry if needed. No wiping. You don't know how to use the 3 seashells? God, I'm old. Listen. I'm a vulva owner of over 53 years now, and I've wiped back to front the entire time I've been solo wiping, and I've never had an infection. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, I'm sure it does, but if you wipe properly and don't transfer any matter from the back door to the front door, you should be okay. What I mean by that is to wipe the back door matter and keep it well away from the front door, then take new wiping material and wipe the front door section. Don't just swipe the back door matter all the way to the front, keep it contained around the doorway. If you know what I mean. As they say in Australia, don't be a shit CNT, mate.